Brazil, who remarkably have gone 24 years since they last became world champions.
They were the first team to arrive, and they'll be the last to leave, if you believe the bookies. Brazil are the favourites, but then what's new? Carlos Alberto Pereira's squad left early to avoid all the hype back home. But shaking off the Brazilian media is about as easy as stepping out of the shadow of Pelé, Jairzinho and 1970. Tuesday's exclusive was with the defender Ricardo Gomes, ruled out of the World Cup with a thigh injury. But there's never-ending speculation about one player. According to Johan Cruyff, Romario is the best in the world when he wants to be. He's looked keen enough in the 3 warm-up matches, scoring 6 goals. But training and apparently getting on with the other players hasn't been quite as easy.
He's perfect. If he improves, he'll be spoiled. You don't have to prove anymore. He's great right now.
There are stories maybe that he was not too happy at times, just stories?
No, just stories. I want him to be happy in the ground, scoring many goals.
So, can you win this World Cup? Have you got the squad to win it?
Of course we can. Of course we can.
The favourites also have amazing support. Around 30,000 Brazilians will be in and around San Francisco, and none of them are even entertaining the thought Brazil will fail again.
We know in Brazil everybody's crazy about the World Cup. We are thinking about the World Cup by every game in the competition here, without taking consideration any comments outside our headquarters here.
If they can't make it here, they probably won't make it anywhere. So many Italians in New York, it's like being at home.
Italy, we're going to kick some butt in the World Cup, of course. You know, we did last year, remember? So,
last year.
Well, you know, the years go by pretty quick, but last time. And we definitely will win.
This year, the World Cup, as Italy playing in New Jersey, look like she play in Italy, because everybody will be over there to say, Forza Italia.
Despite those sentiments from a district called Little Italy, which has certainly caught the Latin fever, Arrigo Sacchi is cautious.
Slow football simply won't do. We've got to play fast, aggressive football to get the Americans on our side.
He knows his only real hope of satisfying the American thirst for adventure is Roberto Baggio. The question is where to play the £15 million a year superstar. Up front seems to be the likeliest. Baggio, you see, is slightly out of sync with his teammates. A free spirit on the park, and of all things, from the cradle of Catholicism, a Buddhist.
Il buddismo è difficile spiegarlo in poche parole, però
it's difficult to explain Buddhism in a few words, but above all, it gives me great strength. It allows me to elevate my spirit and therefore feel better. You can communicate, work and live your life in a better way.
Although most of his meditation's done in private, he did find time to visit one of the Buddhist temples in downtown Manhattan. His mother prays that he'll reconvert. As for Baggio, well, he just prays.
The Dutch, the class team of Group F, have lost Ruud Gullit because of his sour relationship with the coach Dick Advocaat. Gullit says he'll only play again for Holland if Johan Cruyff is running it. Marco van Basten didn't make the trip either. His long-running ankle injury put him out of the running. But the Dutch still have quality in depth, including Inter Milan's Dennis Bergkamp, who's a key goal scorer, particularly with the absence of Gullit and Van Basten. He'll get support from Brian Roy, Nottingham Forest's new £2 million winger. The defence contains Holland's two most experienced players, Barcelona's Ronald Koeman and Ajax's Frank Rijkaard. The Dutch captain believes they still have the quality in the team.
The team have a lot of confidence in herself. I think it's important, and normally with Van Basten or Gullit we are stronger, but I think still Holland is strong enough.
The Dutch were one of the last teams to arrive, and despite the warnings, they are still surprised by the intense conditions. Koeman believes it will be a decisive factor in who wins the World Cup.
A team from South America, I think they know about the weather, they know all the things. Maybe it's better for them, but you have to demonstrate it in the field, and you can talk a lot about that, but you have to play the matches.
Well, there you go, Denis. The Brazilians, 3-1 favourites, and they haven't even won the thing since 1970. That might seem a bit odd.
Well, it is. It's a long time, 24 years ago, but when you think of the players that they had in those days, they've never been able to replace the Pelés, the Rivelinos, the Jairzinhos, Tostão. They haven't done that, but it looks as though maybe this time, with Romario and Rai up front, that they have the possibility of, and that's why they're favourite, they've got the possibility of winning this World Cup.
And greater confidence now.
Well, they have, and I mean, anybody who enjoys watching football enjoys watching the Brazilians, and personally, I would like them to win the World Cup every time they played.
But Ray, the defending champions, Germany, you can't really bet against them too easily, can you?
I personally wouldn't, Matt, no. No, they do have some very, very talented players, and coupled with an amazing will to win. And they're so professional, the Germans, that they are a team that I would never bet against. And I've found that they've always been one of the toughest teams to play against. Not a lot of teams like playing against Germany.
Well, Pelé presumably is going for Brazil, but he reckons, he says anyway, Don, that Colombia are going to win this tournament.
Yeah, well, I think he tipped Colombia after they beat Argentina 5-0 in Buenos Aires, which was fantastic. And then when you look at the players, the Colombian players who are doing well in Europe, players like Asprilla and Valencia, you can understand the reason why. And the thing about Colombia, Matt, is that they can play slow, quick, slow. You know, it might suit them in this heat to play that way.
The fact that they've beaten Argentina 5-0 already, does that mean we can discount the Argentinians?
No, you cannot. No. I think anyone who knows football, yeah, I mean, they want the most entertaining side in the last World Cup, and they got a lot of criticism. But they have, here again, got some outstanding players with a lot of individual talent.
What about the outsiders again, Denis? I mean, we had North Korea back in '66.
Yeah.
Could South Korea get round it this time?
Well, I don't know. I saw them in Mexico, I think, and they played extremely well. You always get a team that comes through like that, you know, in the World Cup. We had Cameroon, didn't we, in Italy the last time, and I think Nigeria probably there's the sort of dark horses that might come through and do something. No, but I'm delighted to be here in Dallas, and I'm delighted to be in America for the World Cup, and I think for the next month we're going to see some great football.